Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. Oh, hell no.
Well, he says you're the one who loves him the most. Do you worry when he's out and about in the world?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you ever imagine that you'd be sitting on the sofa with this grandson and having an interview about the successes in his life? Does his success surprise you?
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because what did you expect would happen to him when you're raising 9 children from the, difficult circumstances that he obviously came from? You didn't hold the dream that he has become. So what was the dream that you held for him? Do you remember?
That they would grow up and make something out of themselves.
Did you think it would be a sex symbol rap?
I'm sexy, Mom.
He's sexy. Did you think he would be a sexy rap star?
No, I didn't.
Did not?
No.
No. Okay. I hear you always keep his favorites in the fridge just in case he comes by.
Yes.
What are his favorites?
Cheese, crackers, and cranberry juice.
Cranberry juice. Well, won't be hard to find a woman to please that. Cheese, crackers, and cranberry juice.
Yes.
So when he was growing up, did you make a favorite meal for him?
When he was growing up, his favorite food was pork and beans and Franks.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You still like them?
Yeah. It was the fastest.
Hi guys, it's Yanni and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, I wanted to do a breakdown based off of this interview that was conducted on Young Money Radio that was hosted by Lil Wayne. And I didn't know this, but clearly Lil Wayne has his own radio station. He's conducting interviews and he has interviewed people like Whoopi Goldberg. He has interviewed people like Manny Fresh. And so he decided to sit down with 50 Cent and interview him. But honestly, within this interview, it was horrible, you guys. I mean, there was no real direction as far as what this interview was going to be about. It was basically 50 Cent rambling on for an entire hour. And really, we didn't really learn much about him other than the fact that he has a strong hatred for black women. He associates struggle with black women. And we also were made aware that he has mommy issues. So let's go ahead and listen to this clip. This is the clip that went viral, but I will play the extended clip. So please stay tuned and I'll be back for the remainder of my commentary.
Yeah, it makes you feel like that's not a reason not to win, and we don't develop those things. Like my mom's, when she passed, if I was supposed to go to the park and then it started raining, I swear to God to you, it was raining because my mom wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? Like it was like everything when it goes wrong, it's really because she's not here. I would associate it that way, and then. As I got older, I looked at it and I was like, yo, look. I didn't look at it like it was because she wasn't there. I was like, yo, I'm older, son. Assess things a little different.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, I gotta it's just raining.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I really felt as a kid, I felt like when it did start raining, because I missed it so much, much. It was the biggest loss.
Exactly.
Like you think when you're vulnerability, I don't know my daddy. I don't know my daddy at all.
Neither do I.
So my mom's my whole foundation.
Everything.
Yeah. So when she's gone, I'm like, yo, it's really raining because she's not here. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get to, like, you get older, you start to look at it, you start assessing things different. And I was like, nah, it's really raining because it's raining outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't really make me feel like I can't win because of those
Because of his name, exactly.
All those things are just things that the things you go through do make you who you are.
Oh yeah.
Right, and people will assess it. I always say this, right? With women, I'm different. Like when I say single male, right? When I use the terminology, no, I'm saying she's functioning like a single male, same as a man. So this bitch is playing spades. She got 4 in the possible in her hand. She got 4 that could be her and a possible. And she's like, they might not feel like she's quite the but she could be the bitch, right? And that 4 in the possible is making her. She's thinking she can do it, and because she met these under circumstances where they were representation of stability. When you look at her and she looks like me and you, Wayne, she looks like, look at her and they go, yo, she's supposed to get that. Look at me, I'm doing it. I got a mother Ferrari. This is not the shit that the have when he just got on. Right. This is what you got when you doing it. But you better get in fast while I'll still let you in. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at this shit, feel that energy is real. And then when they look, they see this foreign to them. Like they met me, the girl, she comes from, her background is so different from theirs that he's like, what? So tell me how it was. Like, and it's so different that you pull up at her crib and they got the Ferraris there. They already got this shit there. You like, what the? Oh, okay. Okay, so now the Ferrari don't mean nothing. This shit meant everything a minute ago doesn't mean anything because you like, they got everything. They got it. They already had it. So you like, okay, cool. Now you look at her different. But guess what she wanted? She wanted the same thing the girl that looked like us wanted, instability. She wanted the same thing. It's just her circumstances made it feel like she wasn't conscious of it because she already had it. You see what I'm saying? And I look and I go, yo, this is why they get mad, they get angry. And you see a lot of sisters, they go, oh, you with this kind of girl or that kind of girl. That shit is exotic. Stupid. That look a lot different from the shit that you see in the neighborhood all the time. It looks like that look like it came off a boat, baby. You don't like that motherfucker? You don't like that? You go, God damn. What's the matter with you? This shit feels like something foreign. It feels like something that you can't just get. So in some kind of ways, it is interesting to explore. You know what I'm saying? But they get mad, they get angry. How did you end up with this motherfucker or this, that? I'm like, huh?
For real. They get real.
I just look at it like, oh, look at this angry. And then my instincts always makes me defensive. So I go, look at this angry black motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. You're trying to fuck up the whole vibe. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because you're going, no, I know what the fuck you're doing. And then you go, and it's not even that that's the real thing, but it's the way instinctively how you feel because the person is
defensive. You're defensive.
Yeah, it's a defense mechanism.
It was very hard trying to interpret what 50 Cent was trying to say, but we can all try to come up with assumptions or we can all try to articulate what he's actually saying. But he has a very thick accent. But from what I got from what he was saying, partially was that he really blames his struggle from his childhood on his mother, which I find to be very interesting because his father was never there. So it's like, do you hold this man accountable for the trauma in your childhood, or you're just gonna blame the black woman because it's easy? Another thing that I noticed from this interview is that he's basically saying that exotic women, right? And I put that in parentheses because it's a joke to me. Because he's saying that exotic women look like they come off of boats, as if black women don't come off of boats. But that's a totally different conversation. But I wanted to highlight him talking about how he feels black women demanding luxury isn't something that is obtainable for us because we don't come from luxury, right? That's what I got from this interview, which is very interesting because a lot of cases we are here holding it down when a man has literally nothing. So what I got from this interview, because I'm not about to get upset, if this is how 50 Cent really feels, put me up on game, right? That's my approach with this interview. Ladies, Black women, we have to raise our standards. We have to raise our standards. No longer tolerating men who don't have it together, who don't provide any financial security for us. We have got to stop giving them the time nor the day. The real reason 50 Cent was able to come on this radio station and make that statement is because he understands that Black women are groomed for struggle love, and exotic women, once again, I'm putting that in parentheses as a joke because it's a joke to me. He feels that exotic women, or he knows that exotic women are groomed to want financial security. They are groomed to accept that as bare minimum. We as Black women are groomed to accept struggle love, to accept potentials. So he was able to come on a radio station like this, a public forum like this, and make an outlandish statement like this. But we're not going to get upset. We're not going to get angry because we have known for years this is how some Black men feel. And 50 Cent likes to associate struggle with Black women because in the beginning, when he first started his career, he had a Black woman in his corner that was paying for his studio sessions, that was helping him out when he was shot 9 times and he was down on his luck. And so she helped him. And now he comes on a radio show like this and he feels that he can associate struggle with Black women. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for reposting this radio interview of 50 Cent's firstborn's mother. Now, Shaniqua Tompkins, we haven't heard much of her because she doesn't really do radio interviews. I haven't really seen her do much unless it's a comment or a response on Instagram or Twitter from her son. But we really don't see her that much in the public eye. She's really low key. So I wanted to play this clip because we, for years, have heard 50 Cent drag this woman and her son publicly, calling her lazy and just like one of those women who's just money hungry and wants to ride the coattail of being a baby mama. But in this interview, we get her side of the story. Let's go ahead and tune in.
I left him.
Why did you leave him?
See, I can't say money changes a person.
Okay.
I always say
So,
money.
so you were with him when you were with him when he had nothing?
I was the girl that was on his grandmother's stoop when he got.
Okay.
He went to my mother's house to heal.
Right.
I went to work when my son was 4 months old while he was sitting home being daddy daycare watching Sesame Street and Little Bill. Like, you can't. It's like one of them kind of things, like, not you. Like, you can't say, you know, he has created this persona, this 50 Cent character. I call it a character.
You don't know this person.
No, it's just, it reminds me of CB4. No, I don't know this person.
Wow.
No.
CB4.
He goes hard on you.
Because he does. Why? Because.
Well, we want to play this clip from our interview.
Okay.
Because when we had him in the studio, and then get your reaction to it, and people on Twitter. You know, and I'm glad that you're saying this is your first interview because we only know what we read in these blogs and on these other sites.
So that's when people say I'm bitter.
They don't know.
I haven't said much.
Right.
Man, you hadn't said nothing.
No.
All right. So here's 50, and he's talking about you.
If he does make it to a position where he actually is successful, he's going to feel all of these feelings.
Right. He can't come and work for the company?
For me?
Yeah.
Not now, because we can go to college.
So after that, I mean, as a place for him in the organization?
Yeah, you always come to me. Like, you know, I think what it always gets difficult because of those are her feelings and emotions.
Yeah,
right,
that's true.
But you ain't go over there. You ain't like sneak over there and just smash.
No, I don't even look. I look at her. She looks like you to me.
All right, scratch that.
Nah, she looks like I look at her face and it's like because the problem is she didn't actually want to do anything. She hasn't worked since 2000.
Wow.
2004. I'd hired the baby before I hired her. If someone came to me and hadn't worked since 2000 as an adult, well, what have you been doing since 2000?
Right.
2014.
Wow. See, but it sounds good. We're talking about a person who filed his first tax return at 30. Like, I worked while you were doing, I mean, I'm not going to say he wasn't doing anything. He was pursuing his rap career.
Right.
So, come on, 50, like, boo-boo. Like, come on. That's what they call him. Boo-boo from 134. Come on, boo-boo. I know you, boo-boo. Like, you filed your first tax return at 30. I was working, paying for studio time, DATs, reels, incorporating companies, Rotten Apple Records, which was his first corporation. Like, come on.
Do you feel he owe you something?
No, he doesn't owe me anything. I did that. I mean, he did promise to take care of me for the rest of my life. He did make that promise, but no, like, I knew when I left that my lifestyle was going to change, but I don't think my son's lifestyle should change.
He was going to take care of you for the rest of your life. And then you opened your mouth and said what, and that ended.
No, I just left him. I just see, people tend to think you're mean when you have boundaries and standards. Like, no, you're not going to come and sit in my face to visit your son. No, you're not going to come. No. Like, he says all that, but this is a person who just called me in September. I can show you text messages.
I don't believe it.
I love screen. I love screenshots.
We're going to go to break.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely right. Because all we know is what's in these texts. I mean, in the body of these stories.
Right.
And nobody's ever met you. You never talk.
No.
But you do have a counter for all of these things.
I do.
And that's what's fair. All right?
It's the truth that I'm defending myself and my son. This man goes on tangents numerous times. Every time he's on the radio, he's talking about me. I don't have the platform to do all this. I'm always defending myself.
I wanted to move on to 50 Cent's second child's mother. Her name is Daphne Joy. Now, this is a woman who is known for her dating history. In 2011, she dated Tyrese Gibson. Then briefly in 2013, she dated Rob Kardashian. And then back in, I guess, like the end of 2013, she dated 50 Cent, which was her longest relationship, which lasted for over a year and a half. And she ended up having a child with the rapper. Now, moving on to 2015, she ended up dating Jason Derulo. Most would consider Daphne a socialite. She's very smart and particular, and she knows the benefits of putting herself in a room with men who have money, to where she has been able to give herself opportunities like appearing on Wild 'N Out, CSI, and she also launched a swimsuit line right after she ended things with her then boyfriend, 50 Cent. So this woman has the privilege of being able to use her dating history to advance socially. And she's also been able to use her dating history to gain capitalism. There is definitely a double standard when it comes to 50 Cent, because I really don't see the difference between his first baby mama versus his second baby mama. I think both of these women are wanting financial security, and they just went about it differently. So in my opinion, his first baby mama, Shaniqua, she did the ride or die security, right? She was looking for financial security by holding a man down, and it didn't pay off for her. And then you have Daphne Joy, who took a different approach, and she used her dating history to advance socially and to gain capitalism. And he doesn't see her as lazy. It's very interesting to me how there is a double standard when it comes to Black women versus these white women and racially ambiguous women. We all want the same thing, and that's financial security. So it's just interesting to me that 50 Cent has this double standard mindset. Then in this interview, when he's speaking on exotic women, he's saying when you go to their crib, they got a Ferrari in the driveway. But this is a woman that came from the Philippines. She was born in the Philippines, and she came from nothing. And she made a life for herself by using her dating history to social climb. 50 Cent is also currently dating another woman by the name of Jamera Hines. She's 24. She's a fitness instructor, and she goes by the name of Cuban links on Instagram. So she's from Cuba. But the interesting thing about her is that she is an aspiring lawyer, and she's also using her dating history to social climb. So I don't understand 50 Cent's angle other than the fact that he has some deep-rooted hate for black women because of his mother. He has mommy issues, and we see this a lot with black men within the community. I'm not going to sit here and say all black men are like this, but we know a few of you that are. So it's just interesting how he can walk around with this mentality, but we as black women are supposed to stay down and hold our man down when we know that there are black men who walk around with this mentality. I'm not going to sit up here and say all black men, but there are a few that live among us within the black community that have this mentality. So in my opinion, when it comes to this entire situation, thank you 50 Cent for putting me up on game as a black woman. Now I will no longer feel guilty for dating outside of my race. That is how I feel. And I'm going to go where it truly benefits me. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm no longer putting my life on the line for the entire social group of black men. As a collective speaking, I will no longer put my life on the line for you because you don't appreciate it. You don't want it. Get these exotic women out here to put their life on the line for you. And then I'm going to go where I'm loved and appreciated. And I'm going to use my exotic features that white men seem to love and social climb and gain capitalism. So I'm always preaching on my platform that allow these men to speak their truth so that we can move accordingly. Ain't no need in getting upset. There's no need in getting mad and angry. Move accordingly. Go where you can use your dating history to social climb. Go where you can use your dating history to gain capitalism. Why not? It's your privilege as a woman. That's your womanly privilege. You have every right to use your dating history to gain capitalism. These other women are groomed to understand that. And another thing that I want to address is Lil Wayne. I don't understand him at all. How can you sit up there and laugh when you have a brown-skinned daughter? She is a black woman. She's constantly on Instagram and social media defending herself constantly because she is picked on and she is bullied because of her skin. So it's just interesting how Lil Wayne can sit there and laugh. I would be interested in seeing Reginae respond to the fact that her dad sat there and laughed throughout that interview when 50 Cent was speaking on black women, seeing that she is a black woman. I would be interested to see or to hear what she has to say. That's all that I have regarding this video. I would love your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you comment them down below. And also, ladies, remember that you have the same abilities as some of these so-called exotic women to get this same form of treatment. Focus on leveling up. Focus on self-love. Focus on carrying yourself as high maintenance, and you will receive that treatment. Until next time, this is Real with Yanni.